All right, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Zoom broadcast, our weekly prospecting and team building broadcast. My name is Don Martin, director, and I'll throw it out there, $1 Million Club member with Market America. And my partner tonight is Pastor Pat Verfurth from the Central Valley, California. He's going to play color commentator for this tonight. So, Pat, thanks for getting on, brother.
Absolutely. It's an actual pleasure just to be on with you guys, just be able to talk business and be able to encourage each other. And it's always a blessing to be on with everybody.
Fantastic. So tonight we're going to talk about something I think is really, really important in today's day and age personally, and that is building your business during the social distancing era. As you guys well know, we're in the middle of a social distancing era. I do want to start off by telling you that, and we have to learn all collectively how to build. I got to tell you guys, I've been busier than ever. I actually think this is something that makes us busier than ever if you know how to do it, but also very productive and how to be productive in a short term. Again, I want to tell you guys that obviously we all believe and we know that this is going to pass. This is a temporary thing that we all need to be positioned to handle and also help people during the process. You know, we're an organization of entrepreneurs. And during the situation that we're in right now, it's unique. It's never happened in anybody that I know's lifetime, including all of ours. This is unique. It probably will never happen again in our lifetime. But it's going to be a few weeks, months, whatever it might be. But it's going to pass. It's going to pass faster than we expect it to. But in this time, there's huge opportunities to be able to help people while simultaneously humongous opportunities to build our business. And because our business as a business of entrepreneurs is designed to help fix problems or offer solutions to challenges that are out there. And as you guys well know, we're in a position of a lot of challenges for a lot of people. And our business is designed for times of challenge, and we can help people the most during times of challenge. So although this is temporary, and we're going to talk about some strategies to be able to build this business during this temporary time, I want you to realize that the strategies we talk about today are great for right now, and they're great for a temporary solution, not a long-term fix, a temporary solution during a challenging time like this, which is the social distancing era, where almost all of us now, all around the world really, and all of our teams are in our homes the mass majority of the time. We're not connecting like we were the same for a while, for our whole lives, and that will come back again. But we need to teach some tips and some strategies on how to properly build the business through technology, the right things to do, how to do it, but also some things to avoid that will actually cause reverse duplication, which is the last thing we want to have happen, okay? So we're going to talk about that today. But again, this is a temporary situation. This is going to pass faster than we know it, and we're going to be back to normal business building. The one-on-ones and two-on-ones and face-to-face meetings, handshakes, building those relationships, exchanging energy. We're going to get back to that in a few short weeks, months, whatever it is. We're going to be back to that. But in the meantime, we need to know how to build this business. And we also need to know how to build it when the options are, even when we're back to normal, where we don't have any choice but to meet people virtually. We need to know how to do it this way at the same time. This should never replace those in-person meetings because personal relationships are everything, but it should absolutely help you bridge gaps when necessary. And this is one of those times when necessary, okay? So we're going to talk about that to bridge the gap, all right? So here we go. First and foremost, let's talk about how we're going to do this. Let's talk about the solutions first, and then we're going to talk about the how. The solutions we have are really a multitude of different things. The challenges that we offer solutions for are, number one, giving people an opportunity to shop from home and save or make money doing it. That's number one. Shop from home, get benefits from shopping from home, and then either save as a customer or make as an entrepreneur money from doing that one very thing. So number one, we have a platform to help people shop from home and save or make money. That's number one. Everybody's looking for that in this type of a climate, right? Environment. Number two, we also have solutions when it comes out of product solutions. Everybody's looking for ways to improve the function of their immune system, improve their health, improve their wellness, clean up their household, disinfect their life. We have products and services, cleanse and keep ourselves healthy and our environment clean and disinfected. We have all types of products and services that we can offer to people that people out there are looking for right now. And all we need to do is offer it to them. And that right there is a second opportunity that we have to help people with, is offering them products and services as a broker that are the best in class, bar none, in those categories that they're looking for. That's the second thing we have in solutions-oriented situations here. Third thing is we have a way for people to make money from home starting today, because we have products and services that the economy wants and is looking for in this situation, and they can offer those and earn instant profit. I know a lot of people out there are looking for a way to bridge the gap financially because maybe they're not working as much, or they're getting paid 80% of their pay if they're getting something. Or some people that are self-employed, their business is shut down and they're not sure what's going to happen in terms of government help or not, or whatever it might be. They need to make money now. So we have a way for them to offer products and services from home that they can make cash starting today from products and services that people want in a situation like we're in right now. That's the third thing. And then the final thing, fourth thing, and there's so much more, but these are the four big ones anyway, is people want to build a business of residual income because in challenging times, people don't want to have to worry about money when it happens. Now, again, this is the first challenging time of our lives, and it's not going to be the last. And this too will pass. But the most important thing is when people realize what residual income does. I'm telling you, I am so proud of myself and grateful for me making the commitment to sacrifice to build a residual income before I needed it. Because when you don't know when you need a residual income until it's too late. And so you have to build a residual income first. So when the time comes, you're set. Every single week, our income has not been, in fact, I would say it hasn't been affected since this all challenge. I really think it's increased. Our last 2 weeks' income were the highest we've had in any 2 weeks since in the last year. We're growing and people are looking for a way. And that's an important thing because people are looking. But if you have to do it right. So by the way, if you haven't built that residual income, we can't build the residual income now for this situation. That's the bad news. The good news is this will pass. You can make cash in the meantime by offering products and services that people need to help solve problems in their life, right? But build the residual income now so when your next challenge happens, whether it's a large-scale challenge like this with a lot of people or a small-scale challenge where it's just you, where you have an issue you have to handle for a health challenge or a family issue or trying to help another a friend or a close relative through something where you have a challenge in terms of working and making income. You have the residual income, so you have choices at that point, and you can solidify your life. So that's the solutions that we offer here moving forward. Is there any more that I'm missing, Pat, you can think of in terms of solutions that we offer before we get into the strategy here?
Well, I just think, talking about the theme of security, that goes along with part of what you've talked about already. But, I talk to people about, I'm so thankful that I have residual income and the security that brings right now. And then they start asking questions, and before you know it, we're on the subject. But I just think security is huge.
Yeah, for sure. That's another thing. A secure residual income, imagine, a lot of people can't go to work. A lot of people don't know if they can ship products and services. Our business is there, and we're going to keep on having products being able. We're going to keep getting residual income. It's a really, really neat thing. And that's a key, huge point, okay? So that's that. So when it comes down to our business, let's just talk about what we need to do to build it. Obviously, we need to get people to evaluate our business and evaluate our product. That, and then once so there's 3 results-producing activities in our business, right? 3 results-producing activities. Selling products and services, right? Getting people to try and then buy products and services, number 1. Number 2, getting people to evaluate and see if our business is a fit for them or somebody else. And number 3, everyone who shows an interest, we have to get them educated. We have to get them plugged into trainings. That's the only 3 things I focused on in building a business that has paid me in the millions. by focusing on those three aspects: buying, trying, and selling the product, buying, using, and then selling the product. 2, getting people to evaluate the business, to identify the right people that want to be a part of the business, right? Or ask for referrals, getting people to evaluate the business. And 3, everyone who shows an interest, getting them trained, getting them educated so they know how to build the business. So what you're watching today is part of that number 3 for those of you that are newer, but also all of us. It's a constant education and training process. So that's all we focus on, and that's what we're going to go. So let's first talk about getting people to evaluate either the product or the business, right? Now, the proper way to do this in any instance, regardless, social distancing or not, is with direct conversations. The first tip and even though we're at home and we're using technology, I'm going to tell you, sending text messages, emails, Facebook messages, and those type of things are not effective to engage people to want to evaluate a business, product, or service. Now, don't get me wrong. You can use those processes to say, hey, can we talk? So you can email someone and say, hey, I need to talk to you. When can you call me? Or you can text somebody and say, hey, we need to talk. Call me when you get a second. Or you can Facebook message somebody and say, hey, I need to talk to you live. When's the best time to do it? You can use technology to bridge that gap, but never approach or ask people to evaluate your business through a technological piece where they can easily ignore or blow you off or cancel without having to hear you or tell you in the live reality, right? By doing it, it's too easy for people to ignore and cancel. So calls, phone calls, now again, or direct communication, although we don't have direct communication. We're not seeing people in person now. So direct calls is one. Asking people to evaluate. So when we talk about the first 2 of the 3 things, is we need to get people to evaluate our product to see if they might want to try or buy it. And the second thing is evaluate our business to see if they might know the right people or if it may be for them. So let's talk about the evaluation approach to get people to try a product. I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Pat, and I'm going to have him talk about the evaluation approach to get people to evaluate the business. But the key is this, guys. We need to bridge this gap in the social distancing era. So what I'm doing for my thing is I'm getting people to try product with trial size marketing, right? And then asking them if they know someone who can need something for immune support now, for disinfecting now, and I tell them they can get it through my site, and I'm giving them discount codes. I'm just giving them discount codes, and I'm using it as an indirect approach. So here's what I would say. Let's just say I'm approaching Pat, right? Or to try and buy. The first thing is the evaluation approach. I want people to try and evaluate the product. This is a first tip, to get people to try and evaluate the product, because to see if either they or someone they know could have some use or benefit from the product, right? And we have a ton of trial size marketing products and services, particularly in today's day and age where, it's a good, healthful, increases immune system function. You can try to get those things sampled out. But also, I also got myself little 2-ounce travel jars or bottles that I'm putting 2 ounces of our disinfectant that is now on the list of certified cleaners for COVID-19, right? It's on the list for that. And I'm sending out free sample bottles, 2 ounces, and I'm dropping them in the mail, right in my mailbox, let the mailman take it. And it makes 1 gallon, so 2 ounces, it's so concentrated, 2 ounces of that makes 1 gallon. I'm having people try it, and if they want more, they can buy it, right? So here's what I would do. I would simply call Pat, and I would ask him simply hey, Pat, I don't know if you heard or not, but my business is still up and running and functioning. In fact, my business is busier than ever, because in challenging times like this, we have a lot of solutions to offer people. And the reason why I'm calling you is because I was wondering if you would mind trying a product or 2 of ours, just so you can get an experience from it. We just want everybody to have an opportunity to try, potentially buy our product. I'd like to send you something to try. One is a disinfectant. I can send a 2-ounce bottle that's certified to be used on the current situation. And another thing is a product called Daily Essentials that has a lot of the nutrients and minerals. I'm going to say 3 days worth. It's a packet. I'd like you to try it out and then just give me your opinion and feedback on it. I'll tell you all the benefits for your health, immune health, all those type of things. I'd love you to try it and just spread the word for me. Whether it's for you or not, I'm completely fine, regardless, because you might have something already that you're happy with, but I'd like you to try it because if you know someone, you can send them my way. That would be a great benefit to not only me, but them, right? A simple evaluation approach. Does that make sense, guys? Now, in this situation, when I do that, I'm going to get their email or their mail, their address, and I'm going to ship it to them. Now, if they are close to me, and if you're not in a place where you have to be like, locked down to your house and you're allowed to move around in a car, I have no problem getting into the car. And if they're within, 15, 20 miles of me, running around for an hour and just putting the samples in people's mailboxes. Again, we don't have to be interactive. Does that make sense? But I'll get the samples in their mailboxes. And and with the samples, I'll give them a questionnaire to ask them, what did you like most? Maybe directions, I'll print it off. And maybe a health survey. And a little feedback form about, hey, tell me, what did you like most? Did you like the taste? Yes or no? You can create this or ask people for it, but it's really great ways, and maybe research on some of the ingredients on how it does improve immune function and the health benefits of the products and services they see when they try it, and then just follow up every day or two. Ask them if they've tried it. Ask them what they think. Make sure they used it right. And just stay in connection. So that's the first thing. I just want to get people to evaluate the product and then let them know, by the way, if you know anybody that has that wants to boost immune system function, if they want to really make themselves healthy, if they want to get really stronger at the time, if they want to, maybe at this time in their life, they want to just, maybe get healthier, lose a little bit of weight. That's a goal for me while I'm tied up here for next, month or whatever it is. Or anybody who needs some support for product and service that can help challenges that they have right now in this situation, let me know and send them my way, and I'll help them out. And I can maybe have some free product in it for you or something, or some discounts, right? And give you some discounts or whatever. So that's a way to get people to evaluate the product. But again, in this world, we just need to get it in their hands in a different way, whether it be driving and dropping it in their mailbox if you're permitted to do that in your area, whether it's dropping it in a mail to them. That's what I've done. It's 3 this week already, just as a disinfectant cleaner, right? And I have a ton of people. I mean, I went and met a guy, 4 days ago, because he was a customer of mine. He hadn't bought from me in like 4 years, but he called me and said, hey, I need OPC, vitamin D, immune, aloe, and probiotics. I'm like, oh, you've been listening to me. He goes, yeah, I still get your emails because he's on my email list. So he knows exactly what he needed. And I didn't even reach out to him, but I have a little newsletter. So it's another thing I send out. All of my existing customers. It's the second thing about creating customers in this time. All of my existing customers, whether they're from a business that I had in the past, right? Or they're a customer of me for this business. I have them all on an email list, and I just send out a newsletter every once in a while to talk about what's new, what's hot, that we can help people in that current time, right? So, in the spring, I'll send out stuff about weight loss, just normally. Well, right now, I'm sending out emails to that existing customer base and some prior customers that I had from construction about what I'm doing now and how I can help. What I'm doing now and how I can help, and most importantly, how from that process, what I'm doing now and how I can help, how we can position ourselves to really, really, really help people improve their lives and offer solutions to some of the challenges they have, whether it be nutritionals or whatever it might be. So another thing I recommend here is not only making these calls, but creating a newsletter and then telling them, hey, reach out to me if you or anybody needs help or assistance in any of these situations, right? Offer help and support. So that's that in the product side of things. Hey,
can I add something real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
What I'm about ready to do is I'm about ready to start that same thing, but with our product called Bliss.
Yeah.
People feel the effects of that right away, because a lot of people have anxiety right now, and just talking about calling them and checking in on them and all of that. And if the conversation naturally goes that way, related to anxiety or whatever, you can suggest that and have that be, 3-day samples of that and do the same thing. And then also vitamin B is really good as well for, energy and awake, being awake and all of that. And that's very inexpensive as well. And
Right.
so that's just another thing that you can focus on. But the gaining that trust with them will open up other products. They'll ask you, do you have something for sleep, or do you have something for whatever it is? People right now are dealing with anxiety and they're having problems sleeping. And
Absolutely.
if you can serve them in that way, we have lots of products for that. If you can serve them in that way, that trust will be there, which will open lots of other doors to other products. But also when all this blows over, and even now, you can bring up the whole fact of, potentially getting it at a wholesale price and helping you out with referrals and so forth. And who knows where that could lead.
That's exactly right. Brilliant thought, Pat. So obviously telling people, hey, there's also a way you can get all this stuff at wholesale if you'd like, and actually give yourself an opportunity to offer these type of products to other people too. Just bring it up, right? That's a great point. Thanks, Pat, for that. Awesome. So that's that, guys. Again, it's all about this, though. Let me tell you what not to do. Don't send out blast messages to as many people as you can. Blast messaging on Facebook about this, or going on Facebook and putting and posting it to your wall on how you can sell people products and services. That's not what people are looking for. People don't want to be marketed to or pitched to right now, but listen, people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. And right now, no matter what, we still need to purchase, and we still need to spend money in certain categories, right? So keep that in mind moving forward on how that works. It's a vital process. Remember, if it's coming from the heart and you're looking just to go out and help people, it'll be received in that fashion, and you'll be able to help people and continue to build your business and make a living for yourself during a challenging time through offering products and services. So that's number one. But again, telling you what not to do. Don't blast the market things. Don't just try to carpet bomb people with marketing aspects of products and how they can help people. And if anybody wants some, call me. You can buy it. Obviously, people know that. If you say, I'm in the business of this and I'm looking for people to try this product, learn about it, sample it, and share the word with other people, right? And you do that individually, one-on-one, by building relationships and engaging people, that's the smartest way you can do it, okay? And then obviously emails to prior customers, let them know, here's where we're at, here's some extra solutions that we're offering right now in our business, because in this time of the world, we have this, and because it's a challenging time, we're offering discounts to help people out. 10 off MA is the code you can give them. 10 off MA gives them 10% off. So now they see that you're helping them. You're not trying to be massively profitable off them, although you're trying to make a living. You're offering them discounts because in a challenging time, we don't want to take advantage of people. I want to help people as much as possible. So I'll give them a discount, but while still building a successful business, okay? So that is that in terms of the product, all right? Now, let's talk about the business. Our goal is to get people...
Don,
yeah,
can I ask
John.
you a question quick?
Sure.
Do you have any examples of your newsletter posted anywhere?
Yeah, I can send it right out to all you guys. So I'll put it on the Facebook group. Yep.
Good. That'd be great. Thank you.
You got it. You're welcome. And I just have that in my standard Gmail where I send it out to people. Okay. So that's that. Okay. So let's talk about the business side of things. Right now, people are looking for a way to make money, right? Either instantly right now from home or build a business that can create an income long term. And when the economy gets tight and people get into challenging situations, right, Pat? This is a situation where people are looking for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let me just give you some advice and tips on the business building side. And I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Pat, and he's going to give you guys an example of a couple variations of the evaluation approach that you can use to get people to evaluate the business to see if they might know someone who could benefit from doing a sideline business from home right now. But here's some tips. Our goal is to get people to sit down and evaluate the business. Now, again, in ordinary life, and we're back to it, we're going to be meeting people face-to-face, one-on-one as often as we can. And if we can't, we're going to try find some of our other partners and meet them face-to-face, because there's something about being in someone's space and exchanging energy that's unmatched anywhere else. But in this situation, we don't have a choice. We have to take advantage of and leverage technology to do it. And although it's not you can't build a business that way forever because it'll never last. However, we can bridge gaps with it. And that's where we're at right now. And this is the key. We need to get people to sit down and evaluate the business plan. We need to just get people to see our business plan. I don't need to get people interested. That'll happen naturally if they're entrepreneurial and they're looking for something. I just need to get them to evaluate the business plan. But when I do it, we're going to use Zoom. Number one, we're going to do Zoom. I'm going to give you the tips of how we're going to do this. And then I'm going to have Pat give you the evaluation approach on how to get people to actually sit and look. That's number one. You're going to use Zoom. Number two, you want to use it. You want to use it where you have at least one senior partner on with you, right? Leverage a senior partner, someone else. So it's not just you. You want to have a third party. So there's always one person presenting and one caller commentating with at least one guest. That's number two. Number three, no more than 3 guests in any given Zoom ever. We are not a mass marketing business. We need to engage people and have conversations with them. You know, it's so important to realize this. There should never be more, and we're a one-to-one marketing business. No matter how much technology can support to bring in herds of people, once you bring in more than 3-4 guests, you now just went from a one-to-one marketing business where you can engage and connect with people to a mass marketing business where all you're doing is a one-directional conversation. That does not work, and it doesn't scale, and it makes everything dependent upon you. And also, you can't control the environment and climate in the few people that are there. You need to make sure they're understanding what you're seeing, and because of the engagement factor of having a two-way conversation. You can't do that with any more than 2 or 3 guests, right? So that's a huge tip. I would prefer, because it's so easy for people to be saying, hey, Don can show the plans. He shows a great plan, and we all can bring guests on, and we can bring 190 guests on and let Don show the plan. Guys, I did that before. I've done it before. It doesn't work. Because here's the thing. I'm talking to a computer, and 190 people are halfway paying attention, and their 3-year-olds climbing on their face, and their dogs barking, and their kids are distracting them. And because I'm not talking directly to them, I'm talking to a group of people, they're only halfway paying attention, and I'm actually stealing the opportunity from them because I'm not making sure they're engaged. We need to make sure that they're engaged, and that is the point. So when we do these meetings, 1, 2, 3 maximum guests per any meeting. Have at least one partner with you to do the meeting, so you're going back and forth. And when you start the meeting, you're going to talk to them, ask them about themselves, build the rapport, build a relationship, and connect with them individually before you start presenting, just like you would do in person. This is no different. This is not a matter of doing a mass broadcast and hoping that we're going to throw a bunch of mud against the wall and see if it sticks. That's not the business we are. We're not an MLM thing that just throws a bunch of mud against the wall. We are one-to-one marketing, engagement marketing, relationship building entrepreneurs. And that's our job and our goal. I've spent personal time on this call, for example, with Elia. She's brand new from Missouri. Yes, it was on a Zoom. But we spent time, and I learned about her, and I connected with her. And that's what made it easy for her to be able to pay attention, because she knew she was talking to someone who was talking to her, and it was a conversation. It wasn't a pitch or a presentation. Same thing with Miriam. However, Miriam was live, where we met in person, where, when we still could. But that just gives you guys an idea on how this happens. But no more than, I would prefer to have 50 people out doing 2-on-1s, 2 guests and 1 person, than me showing a plan to 50 people. Now, here's why. Although I think I'm one of the best plan showers, because I've been doing this a long time, and I'm a little cocky with that. I am. It just is what it is. I've mastered the plan. I think I'm better than most people. And you probably think the same thing, by the way, for most of you guys, because a lot of you are great plan showers, right? But let me tell you something. I would prefer that everyone shows 50 different people showing a plan to 1 person with a partner with them, than me showing to 50. Even though my plan might be the better than a lot of them, it'll be more effective because it's more engaging, and they see they matter. They see they matter. It's about engagement. If you do any type of group presentations where it goes more than 3 or 4 guests, it's very hard. You need to spend the time to connect with the people. So I would rather say, if we have more than 3 or 4 guests, hey, listen, if me and Pat have 3 or 4 guests, and like I get a guest or 2 and he gets a guest or 2, instead of us doing a group Zoom where I'm showing the plan to all 4 people and Pat's backing me up, I'm gonna say, hey, you know what, Pat? You got a Zoom. take Billy and Sam and go present to them and just get connected with them. I'm going to take Sally and Bob, and I'm going to keep them on this link. We just want to make sure we can connect with you guys and answer your questions, and we don't want to shortchange this. We want to make sure that we can have dialogue with you guys and stay connected. Another thing is they have to have their video on. Guys, no exception to this. They have to have their video on, because if I can't see them, right, I'm talking to a screen. It's harder for me to present. I need to see them and talk to them like we're in person. I need to see them. Like right now, I'm looking at Janice because I can see Janice and Miriam and Pat. They're the three that I can see right now, like on my screen while I'm presenting. So because here's the thing, they're engaging me. They're shaking their head. I can see they're paying attention. I can see that they're not moving their furniture right now. I can see that their 3-year-old isn't, screaming and climbing on their head. And you guys will know it. I can see Donna now. It's all how it works. We can see you, and I make sure if I'm talking to them and I'm giving them the overview after I engage them and build a relationship before I start presenting, I let them know I really need to be able to see them and talk to them. I can't do this without seeing them. If they say, I don't have the capability for this, fine, switch to your phone. Oh, I can't right now. All right, great, let's reschedule. Guys, I'm telling you, don't just pitch it. Make it so you can spend the time and connect with them and build that relationship face to face. This is how you bridge this gap, okay? And go from there. All right, so, and then I'm going to tell you how I wrap up the plan here in a second. But let me turn this over to Pastor Pat here and for him to give you guys some variations of the evaluation approach to get people on the plan, to evaluate the plan online. So, shoot, Pat, from the hip, here you go.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing the reason why it's so important to, have that connection is because, and asking questions and drawing out, out of them key information that helps you understand how to present the plan the most effective for their ears. That's the questions that you're asking, and finding out their why and what motivates them and what their experience is with all these things, how much they understand about product brokerage or private labeling, how much they understand about e-commerce, how much they understand about where everything's going, and marketing margins, and all these things, and just what's important to them, because you're building that trust and that rapport, even if you've known them a long time. And that's really important, so that you know how to present the material in a way that's most effective for them, but also it builds rapport for all the things they don't understand.
Right.
They can trust you for the things they don't understand to continue on in the process.
Awesome. So Pat, give me an approach that you would use, just only because we're running a little thin on time. So, and I talk too long as usual. So give us an approach that you would use to get people to ask people to evaluate the business, because hey, you have something to offer. How would you get people to evaluate without them feeling like they're being pitched or sold?
Well, first of all, the currency that I'm spending is that they would help me out. And so these are people in my existing network. And a lot, in fact, you have the people that you've already been talking to, or that know that, they've been on your list and they know you're doing the business, but you haven't really had a chance to explain the business, which is a lot of people. If you think about it, people that know you're in a business, they don't understand it. You've never shown them the business plan. And so you can call them up, and right now, people are like deserts that are parched, that are just dying for water. And that water is that attention and that relationships, because they're kind of isolated right now. So
human interaction, right?
Yeah, human interaction. I mean, but I'm even on the phone. I mean, right now in our day and age, on the phone, checking in on them. We should be checking in on people and see how they're doing, and all that natural overflow of what we already should be doing. And then you're asking them how they're doing. You're getting caught up with them, and they're asking how you're doing. You're updating them, and then you're bringing up the business in that process and kind of letting them know. I personally right now telling people I am so thankful that I'm getting a residual income right now that's ongoing. And it's just with this, what's going on right now, it's been so much of a blessing. And then that leads to usually questions, but if you're not getting residual income, you're on your way to getting residual income. And that's something you could be thankful for, because all of you are on your way to getting residual income. And all of a sudden, they're starting asking more questions or whatever. But your point is, it's just, hey, you know what? I really respect you. That's why I called you. I want to get caught up with you. and I'm glad I did, but I really do respect you because these reasons, whatever they are for them, that's authentic and real. And I really was wondering if you could help me out. I don't know if you know all the details, but we started a business, like I mentioned. It's going really well, and we're on our way to basically being able to retire in 2 to 3 years, and it's really exciting. And so I'm really needing some referrals right now, and right now is a very strategic time because people are looking for ways to earn money from home. They're looking for ways to save money on the things they buy. They're looking for ways to be able to access products. I happen to have a search engine for products and services that filters out everything else that clutters, your searches. And then it gives people a way to get cash back. So they're very interested in what I have to offer. And I know there's specific people that are looking for something like this. And so I was wondering if I could show it to you. It's something that's visual. I can't really explain it over the phone, or else I would. And then you'll better understand the type of person that I'm looking for. And I was wondering if we could schedule maybe a Zoom call where I can show you and do a little presentation, a little PowerPoint on our computers or phones, or most likely a laptop or a desktop. And I was wondering when it might be a good time for us to do that. Right now, my schedule, I have this day and this day at this time. Which one works better? And then let's say, I think 7 o'clock will work. Great, wonderful. I'll send you the link and so forth, and I'll send you a reminder. And if you think of anyone off the top of your head that might be looking for that right now, feel free, a person or two, just to invite them and, send them the link as well. We can all be on together. And that would really help me out. Do you think you could help me out? You got to say help me out a few times.
Yeah.
Really get it.
Yeah.
And then after this, oh yeah, I'd love to help you out. Great. So do you foresee anything that might get in the way? I know we're kind of, sitting around the house a lot, but there are things that do come up. Do you foresee anything that might get in the way of our appointment? Because something that's really important to me, and I like to honor my appointments. And then they realize, oh, it's okay, it's important. I can't just flake out on,
right.
And then you just have them look at it. Once you show them the plan, then it's a matter of having some other people see it that they know to kind of test it out. And there's a whole way that you can do that is very normal, natural, and seems like a natural progression.
Yeah, we'll go through that in a second as we wrap up the call. But yeah, so that's great, guys. So a couple of things I want to point out there so you guys to get. Number one, he just asked for help. That's a key. Hey, I was wondering if you can help me out, right? I was wondering if you can help me out. As you know, I have a business from home, and I'm just reiterating a way that I would, almost identical to what Pat said, but I run a business from home. And in this day and age, ironically enough, a lot of people are struggling. Our business is growing. But we're actually looking for people to partner with and bring on board because the demand for what we have is becoming greater and greater with this crazy time. And I'm looking for people to bring on board. So I was wondering if you would mind evaluating what I'm doing, because I trust your judgment, I value your opinion. I think you're a well-connected person. And you may know people to send my way. It may or may not be for you. I'm fine with it either way. That's what I always say. It may or may not be for you. I'm fine with it either way. But I'd like you to evaluate it, because if you can lead me the right person, it would be of great benefit to me. It would be a great benefit to them, but I can also make it a benefit to you too. That's how our model works. So I would love to sit down with you on a Zoom broadcast, because obviously we can't meet for coffee, but we can have coffee together just on a Zoom, and I'll share my screen and show you how it works. When's the best time for you? And then I'll say, by the way, make sure that you have something that I'll be able to see, because I when we do the meeting, I want to do it just like we're in person, so we can see each other and talk and connect. Because in this day and age, I can't talk to a computer anymore. I need to talk to somebody. So make sure your video's on, and that's how you do it, right? You would also, so that's it. So thanks for that, Pat. That was a really good explanation. And some variations could just be, hey, I'm sitting around. You might be bored. Here's some variations you can use. Hey, I'm sitting around my house. You might be bored. I'm pretty bored. My business is going really, really well, but I need to start practicing how to present online. Would you mind just being a fly on the wall for me and getting on a Zoom and let me practice presenting? This could be someone that you really like. Maybe you're not comfortable approaching about valuing the business because I may know someone, but there's someone that a close person that you can get to evaluate and have you practice presenting on Zoom. And that's another tip for you guys. Make sure you all have a Zoom account. The Zoom accounts are free for the up to 40-minute whatever. But we have a $9 a month one through Market America that we get the $130 package for $9.95 a month, something ridiculous. We can do up to like all these different perks of this platform that only huge corporations get, that we have, that you can get from your back office for $9.95 a month for an elite broadcasting tool. So, and we're going to teach and coach you guys how to do that. But that's how I do it. That's my evaluation process going from there. And then, by the way, I use the short version plan. I use the plan that is what I call the abbreviated plan. So if you don't have it, get it from me. But the secret is start practicing now. Start practicing on each other. Use Zoom and practice. Do it once or twice. And a lot of those tips is engage. And by the way, all the way through the slideshow, I look at my slides for a second, but then I'm looking back up at them because I can see my slides when I'm doing it, and on Zoom I see them, and I'm watching the whole time. And if I see them get up, I stop and wait, and I said, "I'll hold off, Pat. I'll keep going when you get back." You know, I am making sure. Oh yeah, I'll be right back. Go ahead. You know, if I see them grab their phone, I see them do this. If I see them go like this, I stop talking. Right? And I say, go ahead, handle that. Listen, I'm just telling you, it's vitally important that you understand all this stuff, right? I say these things because then they realize these are the things that they would have done the whole time if their video wasn't on, and they'll keep doing it if you don't stop when they do it. It's about engagement, right? Does that make sense? That's exactly right, Vina. It's stressful enough trying to talk to the computer, but you know, all that type of stuff. It's so important to do these things, and it makes all the difference. Now, last part. You guys get the idea. So getting people to evaluate the business. By the way, if you feel like in this day and age, you can say, hey, I'm you know, I don't know if you know, but I started a business and it's growing like crazy. We're growing fast ever because we offer solutions that people need in today's economy. We're growing so fast, we need people to come on board to make some money with us. Do you know anybody who'd be interested in something like that? A nice, quick, easy approach like that. Do you know anybody who'd be interested in something like that? And they'll just say, yeah, I do. Or, really? What is it? Oh, well, let me show it to you. When's the best time I can show it to you? Well, they might say, I might be interested. Hey, maybe, maybe not. I can't promise anything, but I can share it with you. Maybe you know somebody. Maybe it's for you. You see what I mean? So it's even a short, simple approach like that. Hey, I have a business. We're growing so fast. We can't keep up with what's happening because we offer a lot of solutions that people need in today's day and age. And we're looking to bring on a few people. Do you know anybody who's looking to make some extra money from home right now? And they might say, yeah, me. Oh, really? Okay, well, listen, I can't promise anything, but when can I sit and talk to you? I can show you how it works through Zoom. And then we can lock in a time. You see how I did that, where I asked them if they know someone first, and they say, oh, me, or yeah, I might know somebody. Or they'll say, well, how does it work? And I say, yeah, that's actually obvious. You can't recommend anybody till you know more. Let me show it to you. When's the best time to show it to you? It may not be for you. I totally get it. But you might know the right people. And in which case I can, by the way, if you can help me, I can work something out with you financially too, simply for the help, even if it's not for you. I throw that out there so they know there's some benefit to them too. So that's just some of the variations of that evaluation process. Now, the last thing is, how do we get those people, lead to people? See, here's the magic of our business. In normal circumstances, right, Pat, what we would do is at the end of a business plan presentation in person, we would do two things. We would book a follow-up in their location to answer their questions and teach them how to get people to come evaluate it with them and test the market. Have people come and evaluate either some product at their house when we're together, or have people come and evaluate what? The business plan when we sit down at their kitchen table and evaluate. Well, we can't do that in their house right now in physical life, right? But what we can do is when we book our follow-up at the end of this presentation, this is what I say. I say, so from what you saw today, Pat, thanks for listening. I appreciate you watching this overview presentation. I know it's a lot of information. Most people need to see it 2 or 3 times for it all to click and sink in. However, from what you saw so far today, do you see anything in here worth looking into further for either someone else you know or possibly even yourself? And then I wait. So from what you saw today, Donna, do you see anything here worth looking into further, either for someone you know that could use a benefit from what we have, or maybe even yourself? And most of the time they'll say, oh yeah, I know somebody. I know somebody's trying to, oh man, I know somebody that might be looking to work from home. Or, you know, I would love to make some extra money from home. Really? Great. Well, listen, what we need to do then is 2 things. Number 1 is we need to get back on the phone and on a Zoom within 48 to 72 hours maximum. No longer than 72 hours, guys. We have to get back on this same same broadcast, and where I can help you go through this, just the confusing parts again, right? Help you understand it again. Because the first time you see it, you're going to have a lot of questions. The second time you see it, you'll see things you missed the first time. And then the third time you see it, fireworks will go off in your mind if you're entrepreneurial like I am, right? So when can we get back together? And I schedule it. Boom, right there. 72 hours max. And then on top of that, I also say, now when I come back with you in 72 hours, here's what I'd like to encourage you to do. Let me ask you a quick question. Pat, if I can guarantee that for you, because Pat, you said, yeah, well, maybe me, I might be interested. Okay, great. Well, Pat, if I can guarantee you that you'd be making money with this from the day you began, you'd start right now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that unless I know we can find the right people. So here's what I recommend you do. When we get back together, today's Tuesday, when we're back together on Thursday on this Zoom at 6 p.m., 5 p.m., 2 p.m., whatever it is, I'm gonna encourage you to ask one or two people that you really trust their opinion to evaluate this thing with you and get their feedback too. What I call this is just testing out your market, asking people to evaluate it because you're looking at something, you trust their judgment, and they may know someone that could be of interest in this if you decide to partner. So at this point in time, I'm going to give them the evaluation approach, and I'm going to send them an email. And in the email, because again, or text, it could be a text too. But in the text, I'm going to text them. I'm going to say, I'm going to send you an email that has, number one, the video that tells all about the credibility of our company. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to send you a video on some of our products and services so you can learn more about our products and services. And the third thing, all three things are going to be in that video, is I'm going to give you a little outline on how to get people to come and evaluate the business. The worst thing you can do is try to go out, even though you might think it's the most brilliant thing ever, try to get people interested. Nobody wants to be sold right now in this world. They just want to have a chance to evaluate something, right? They might know the right person. The right person sees this, they're going to jump all over it. But if they're not the right person, as long as you don't try to pursue them, they'll give you a good referral. But if you try to pursue them, they won't even look. So this is just an indirect evaluation approach to get people to what? Evaluate it, because it may or may not be for them, but they might know the right people. And I give them a video link in the email. That's the Shane Krangle Call Workshop video. So that's the three things I sent them. Number one, the 4-minute credibility video. If you guys have never had this, reach out to me. I'll send it to you. But the 4-minute credibility video on the email. The second thing on the email is the product video, 1 or 2 product videos. I always use like the Vimeo video that Lisa Grant did. She called it product coring. It's a great video. And the third one is, I've been sending out the one that me and Jason Peer did last week on an overview of our product right here in this office, because it was fun, casual, and light, talked about a good variation of our product and services. So they can do that. And then the last thing is a video and or it can just be an outline on how to ask people to evaluate and look at the business with them through the Zoom when you get back together. See, here's the secret of this, guys. If you get people to lead the people and get them to evaluate, you can prove to them it's going to work before they have to decide. If you find them 2 people want to do it, guess what? They know it's going to work. Now you can guarantee them, and they'll start right at that moment. Anything you want to add to that, Pat?
Hey, so Don, someone asked a question. What do you do? What do you say when somebody says, I will let you know if I think of anybody, and they don't give you a name?
I would just say, so I would just say, okay, great. Well, what I'll do is I'll reach out to you again in about a week or so. I'm sure you're going to come up with people in this day and age. Everybody's looking for a way to make money. So do you have any problem with me reaching out with you in a week and see who you think of? Now, here's a point. If they say, oh, yeah, I don't know if I'll think of it. All right, I need to step back. Here's what I know. If they have that happening, this is the one thing I am sure of. They think this is something that's not. 1,000% of the time. So if people say, what's up? Okay, let me think about it if I know someone, anyone, and I'll let you know. That sounds great. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to think of somebody. What I'll do is I'll call you next week and follow up. And also, if you wouldn't mind, you mind if I send you a product sample or 2 to try out and test and give me some feedback in the meantime? So I instantly do 2 things. I instantly step back, ask them for a trial size marketing thing, because I can tell there's some resistance there, which is fine. I'm not trying to twist anybody's arm. And I'll tell them I'll follow up, and I'll talk about the product that I sent to them. And I'll also Ask them who they know at that point. Now, if they're not willing to recommend, see, here's the one thing I know. Everybody knows somebody who's trying to work from home right now. Everybody knows somebody who could work from home. If they're not giving me referrals because of one thing, they're afraid we're something we're not. So if they say, "Oh yeah, I don't know anybody," and I'll say, "So I understand it might not matter for you, but you don't know anybody who wants to make money from home, right? Well, yeah, I just don't know anybody who'd be interested in something like this." Okay, let's just take a step back. All right, I just want to fix something real quick. What do you think we are, bro? Like, this is a $9 billion company, right? You don't have to be interested, nor is everybody, but I know tons of people that are looking for a way to make money. Let's just do this. If you know any of these people that you know that have tried to work from home or would like to work from home, let them make the decision for themselves. Just let them evaluate it. This is a brilliant thing. I've made tons of money with this. I know thousands of people who have made life-impacting incomes from this, right? Let's not decide for other people. Let's have them evaluate for themselves. Everybody knows somebody. Would you mind, honestly, give me the person that you think would be least interested, but they need to make money from home, and let's see how they respond. If they respond well, then you'll be willing, then it'd be worth you to send me more people. And I can make sure there's something in it for you too. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just going to go from there. And otherwise, guys, I've been doing this long enough where I can do that. You might just say, "Hey, great, thanks for your time. Next." See, you have so many people. You don't have to really get creative here. There's so many people out there that can use what you have. You don't have to get overly creative. Just move on and say, "Hey, no problem. I'll follow up with you in the next few weeks, see if somebody comes to mind. In the meantime, would you mind trying a product for me and give me some feedback?" We have a lot of products that people can use and get a great benefit from, whether it be immune support, immune systems health, anti-anxiety, anxiety, whatever it might be, and get them to try a product or service, right?
So
Yeah,
one of the things I liked on is in your PowerPoint, the shorter one, you have a whole list of questions to ask them that can help jog their brain into thinking the type of person that you're looking for. So maybe the person that asked that question maybe hasn't used those questions, because it does help people think of the type of people that we're looking for.
Yeah, I have it all in the back of that slide. The last slide I have is, these are the type of people we're looking for. People who bum, 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 bum. Do you know anybody in those categories? Hey, would you mind even introducing me to them? They may not be interested, but I just like to network with them. And a lot of times they'll give you their number. Go ahead, Janice.
Okay, so just within the last week, just within the last week and a half, what I've noticed in my Facebook, first of all, everybody's online, like almost all the time. And I guess that's because people are getting a little cabin fever and what have you. But and I'm so glad to be able to listen to this from you guys who are doing so well with bringing new people on. For me, what I'm finding is a lot of people are asking us, like John and I, to look at something. It's almost as if they're just throwing it out there. And I guess my feeling is I don't want to be one of those people who are doing the same exact thing, like looking to take it. Not that we're taking advantage, but I feel like they are taking advantage. Like, everybody wants to work from home, and here's this new Be Epic product, blah blah blah, and yeah.
That's a direct, but see, that's a direct approach. See, remember with this, it's the approach that you do it. And remember, we really do. See, time always tells the truth. We've been around a long time. This is the most real of real can be. So when you approach people, it's simply like, "Hey, listen, I don't know if you know or not, but we run a business from home. We're growing faster now. We need people to help us with the expansion because it's growing, and we're looking for people right now to come on board. Do you know anybody who's looking to make some money from home right now?" See, I didn't say, "Would you be interested in looking at that?" I'm saying, do you know anybody who's interested in working from home right now to make some money, right? And offer people and solve some problems out there. It's a win-win situation. Do you know anybody? Send them my way. So keep that in mind. And don't worry about what people think. You know the truth. So that's another thing. You know the truth. You're giving people a solution to a challenge that's out there, whether it be a financial, a product, a health, a wellness, a disinfect, whatever it is. You have real solutions, and you know it at your core. So don't worry about what people think. Just go out there and help them. But just don't become a spammer or a mass marketer. That's not what we are. We're a one-to-one marketer. Donna, go ahead, sister. Thanks, Janice.
My question was, when you were trying to get the follow-up appointment with them, I hear that you say I've heard several times that people say, well, within 72 hours, that kind of thing like that. Do you really say that to the client? I need to get with you in 72 hours? Or would it be better to say, hey, would you be available on Monday or Tuesday to get together?
I actually tell them that I personally always say I need to get back to you with you in less than 72 hours. Within a day or two would be best. And here's why. I want you to be able to reflect and remember all the things we talked about, and then so we can add to it. If we go out past 2 or 3 days, you'll forget more than you remember. And it's almost like we're starting from scratch. So I want to get back to you within that certain period of time. I say that. Now, it's funny because Steve Turner, that I'm doing a lot of stuff with, he doesn't. He just says, hey, I want to get back with you. How's Thursday? And he just goes for it. No, there's no right or wrong way. I just sometimes explain to them, here's why. The reason why I say it is because I'm also imprinting and training them at the same time. So if they come into business, they'll remember that from the first time they saw it. People end up doing with others what was done with them. So it's almost like I've been doing this for 20 years and I have it down to a science.
I get it.
So that's why I put it in there.
It just seems that that's the hardest thing, is to get that follow-up meeting. I'm having a hard time.
It's
they
a
sound
struggle.
so interested in that. Okay, yeah. And then it's just hard to tie them down to that.
Yeah. When can we get back together? Listen, if you're serious about are you serious about wanting to do this, or are you just messing around? So I'll throw that out sometime. Another thing is, if here, let me give you guys another quick tip since we're rambling here. For me, anyway. When people say, hey, I'm not sure, it sounds like one. Listen, do you consider yourself a closed-minded person or an open-minded person?
Good.
I have only had one person in 20 years that said they were a closed-minded person. Most people, even though they might be, will not admit it. So Donna, if you were, again, if somebody says, I'm not really sure, I'm not sure, it sounds like one of those things. Donna, can I ask you a question? Do you consider yourself an open-minded person or a closed-minded person?
Open-minded.
Yeah. Okay.
That's for
me
sure.
too. When can we sit and I'll have you evaluate it? Maybe not be for you. See, they can't say, I don't want to look, once they said they're open-minded, right? So it's a really easy way to just say, hey, you could sit and, say, I don't know. It sounds like one of them things. Listen, let me ask you a question. Do you consider yourself an open-minded or closed-minded person? Everybody says open. Great. When can I show it to you? Listen, it may be not for you. I'm not going to try to twist your arm. But you won't know until you look, and you might know the right people, even if it's not for you, and it's a win for everybody.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it is for you. This could change your life like it did for me. We won't know until we look. When can we talk? Right? So, but yeah, that's the hardest part, is getting that follow-up. And by the way, if it was easy, everybody in the world would be in it. Right? So that's the challenge, and the goal is just get better and better at booking those follow-ups. I don't get follow-ups with every meeting I do. I get the majority of people that will say they will, but I'll get a good number of people that won't, or they'll, whatever. Yeah, send me the price, and then I call them a month later because they said they were going to try the trial size for 3 weeks in a row and they never even touched it. I get the same stuff. I just go through the numbers, guys, and I'm going to wrap up this whole entire call with the 2-a-week method. Okay, the 2-a-week method. Here's what I do. My goal is to get 2 people a week to evaluate a product and 2 people a week to evaluate the business. If you can master that from home, get 2 people a week to evaluate the business and 2 people a week to try a product in the methods we talked about today, by the end of the year, that's 104 people in 1 year that have tried a product. That's 104 people that evaluated the business. You're going to have 10 to 15 solid every month customers, and you're going to have a solid 8 to 10 partners that'll be in the business that you brought on board, because the numbers guarantee it. It's a numbers game, and all you need to do, see, when I show the plan, even if I show a terrible plan, a person that's the right person is going to say, hey, take me to your leader. Get me on the phone with somebody who can show this better than you. You're going to find the right person no matter what if you get 2 a week to evaluate at the end of the process. And that is that. Any other questions before we wrap up? Did you guys enjoy this? Was this worth your time? Did you guys have a good? Awesome. Any other questions before we wrap up by anybody?
Now, this was really great and very helpful. I hope you recorded it.
Of course.
Thank you.
So one more
You're
thing, Don, if
amazing.
I could just add something real quick.
Oh, by the way, there will be, Pat, there will be all of the Zoom broadcasts that are required trainings. Are these scheduled repeat trainings? They're all downloaded. I created a YouTube playlist, and every single one is being uploaded to YouTube, so you'll be able to go and rewatch. But you also, if you guys notice, you're getting emails at the end of the week. And the emails at the end of the week, you should be getting email. If you're not, let me know, and I'll make sure you're added to the email list. But you should get an email at the end of the week where it has a link of all the recordings, too, that you can go in and rewatch and use them, and then we'll let you know when they're all uploaded on YouTube, so you can go to that playlist and watch anyone you want, anytime you want. Go ahead, Pat. Wrap us up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just remember the context of where we're at right now. We're in a time where people they're praying right now for the Lord to give them a solution to their situation.
That's right.
And they understand the need right now for residual income, whether or not they ever admit it to you or not. They know it in their heart. And so you have to trust that. And you just have to come from a place of service. You're not there to pitch them. You're not there to put yourself first. You're checking in with them. You're seeing how they're doing. You're listening more than anything else. And then they're hearing your heart, and then you're getting current with them. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're setting this appointment up and all of that. And it just takes repetition. That's the only way you can get good at this. And Dawn is improving. I'm improving. Everyone that's really good, that's been doing it a little bit, they're improving all the time. You're just fine-tuning your skills. That's all it is skills, and just putting yourself out there. And as time goes by, you're going to get better and better and better. And even the best of them will tell you, 70 to 80% of the people won't be looking for something or won't be open, So you have to understand that people that bat, a great batting average, are still missing. They're not hitting very, very often.
7 out of 10 times they're failing, guys. So thanks, Pat,
so
for that.
You can't be worried about what they think of you. You can't worry about anything. You just have to, because you're
go through the numbers, baby.
You're coming from a place of service and try to help them. Your heart's in the right place. And so it's just a numbers game, as JR says. You're gambling with an unlimited amount of chips.
That's right. Thanks, Pat. So, guys, remember, tomorrow night, 9:45 Eastern time, we have our social hour. We are doing since we have to do fun stuff, so it's going to be a cocktail hour / social hour / I'm probably going to be on my hot tub hour / whatever you guys are doing. We're going to talk about anything but business. So that's at 9:45 Eastern time tomorrow night. 9:45 Eastern time tomorrow night. And we're going to have our social hour. So grab a coffee or a tea or a beer or a cocktail or whatever you want to, and join us tomorrow night on the same exact Zoom link, 9:45 Eastern time, 6:45 Pacific, and anywhere in between. And let's have some fun and hang out, because we need to spend time together and personal time. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. And check the schedule on the team page for all the other stuff happening.
You guys were both really awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you guys.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
See y'all.
Bye. Thank you.